Agenda and package. Any further additions, comments? Otherwise, have a motion to accept the agenda with additions. Councillor Decken, all in favor? Galen, I'm gonna call you in favor. Minutes from our previous meeting. There for discussion, any business arising out of them, any errors?
I'll move adoption.
Okay, Councillor Sinski. Acknowledge your seat of the minutes from the previous meeting that adopt as presented, all in favor? It's carried. No delegations today. 5.0 policies. A is our roadside brushing policy. So Charles, maybe you wanna go through I see lots of red in there.
Yeah, so some of it here, as you guys are well aware, when I bring in a policy, I kind of update some of the wording. And then, with this here was just some adding in, the right to enter agreement. Well, putting in follow-up maintenance for some of these areas of the brush, and then 2-3 years down the road, we're back there doing it again. So instead of doing that, we threw in here that we would let our fieldman know, have them sprayed. As well as just some clarification on the documentation and what's needed if there's fencing there and the landowner wants to see it remain. Then we take pictures of it so that you can come back and tell us it's 8-year-old fence is broken because we were. It's already broken. Not a whole lot changed in there, and like I said, wording and adding in.
Okay, any questions? So I see the Schedule A, you took it all out of there, but you kind of replaced it just with procedure, with, just broke it down into like, why did you take out Schedule A and then just replace it with all the procedure there? Just a more detailed?
Yeah, so I just, took that form of the procedure out and, or that format of it out and broke it out into what actually
Right,
could be happening.
yeah,
right?
that's kind of
So
what
you're-
I could see that it was more detailed, broken into.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only reason for that.
Okay, any other questions? Otherwise, we'll get a motion to acknowledge receipt of the updated roadside policy with the changes. Gary, council please, all in favor? Galen, you're good with that?
Good with that.
Okay, the next one is equipment maintenance and operations policy.
Yes, this one here, same thing again, and just clarified some of the language, broke it down, gave it a little more clarity, as well as I removed, because we don't have a shop foreman position anymore. I'm not really sure, but took that out, because it doesn't really pertain to us anymore. And gave a little more detail to it. We removed the problems with equipment form because that's documented on our pre-trips. So to have a second form to fill out to tell you the same thing that you're documenting on your pre-trip. Being redundant, so we removed it.
So under number 3, reporting equipment vehicle issues, there's a form for that then?
Yeah, everybody does their pre-trip assessment. And if there's something wrong with it, obviously, if it's major enough, you don't take the equipment out, but you let your supervisor know, your lead hands know. And we get it fixed.
Okay, any questions on this one? Pretty straightforward. Seeing none, I'll get a motion to adopt policy changes. Okay, Councillor Reese, all in favor? It's carried. Thanks, Charles. Okay, we can move down to 6.1.1. Fire Services Annual Awards Night. Jared, you got anything? I mean, this is pretty straightforward invitation, your annual awards night.
Yeah, something that I did get is that we received the retirement notices for the 2 members in Dixonville.
Oh.
So we are going to be without any members in Dixonville. So that's something that we do need to have a discussion on.
So the only 2 we had give notice.
Yeah. And so I think for that meeting, we would like to maybe get some guidance from council. What do you guys want to do for those? Because they were members that I think it's 8 and it's been a few years.
No,
It's been a few years.
Cheryl was got the award that 1 year for the most attendance or whatever, so.
Yeah.
So I would definitely like to go to this. I think that it's important that we have council present there. And I think anybody else wants to go, that's,
I would have loved to attend it, but I'm flying out that day.
Do you want us to get a gift for the 2 retirees or no?
is that normally what we do? I don't
I
know.
don't think we've had anybody. Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, between Weberville and Dixonville, have we ever done that? I don't know.
And I think Tim said in his email that he was going to get a card or something, so.
And we also are giving them the gift cards for Christmas. Just keep
Yeah.
that in mind too. So, but yeah, this is so.
Yeah. What, they're gonna get a card, Christmas card with $100
And they're gonna get their.
free zone thing.
Yeah,
then
and
this
we
little- Yeah,
share that around.
so anybody else wanna go?
Yeah, I can.
You the ten? You're okay, huh? Yeah. Brent? Galen?
I think if we got some people going, that's good. I have La Prairie Christmas party that night, so if there's enough of us, then I'll be out for this one.
Sure, okay. Any thoughts, discussion on a gift for the 2 retiring firefighters, or call it good with a
I-
free zone gift card?
I would like to see us do something. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything substantial, but I mean, Cheryl's put in a ton of work out there. I'm not sure who the other one is, but I think that it's important that we show how much we appreciate them. And especially when they've done long service like that. And like you say, every awards that I've ever gone to, she's gotten a plethora of awards for commitment. So I think it's important that we recognize that.
I'm not sure how long he would have been on, since he was 16.
So I didn't, you said a plaque, you said?
A little plaque just in recognition of their years of service.
Or something more, yeah, I mean, I don't care, whatever, something more practical, like a coffee mug or something with that written on it, or
Oh, yeah, whatever.
how about we leave it up
Okay,
to
fine.
Teresa to find something, kind of put a $50 limit on it each. So Caitlin, that's your motion then, to acknowledge receipt, I don't, you maybe can't see the screen. Let Brent have a look at that.
Yeah,
yeah,
I heard that. I'm okay to make that motion, Terry.
okay. Okay. Councillor Shugden made the motion to send myself and Gary, and we'll get a small recognition gift for the 2 Dixonville retirees. All in favor? Carried. Proposed Peace Area Council meeting. So I can speak to this too, or Garrett can help me.
Mhm.
So we had our regional energy committee meeting, just a regularly scheduled meeting. So kind of the discussion came up, well, we formed this regional energy committee. And the other committee that we started out with a year ago kind of lost its way. And maybe it's time that we got together again to, kind of re-spark some of those ideas we talked about, getting the airport up. Well, the airport is gonna be an issue because, as we know, they've reached out to all the municipalities for funding again. And we don't know where that's gonna land, like we haven't agreed to anything, nobody's agreed to anything yet. And, so we just thought have full councils get together again to kind of revisit some of these things. Is that kind of correct, Jared?
That's exactly it, yeah.
And so, I mean, the two things that were talked about was the airport, obviously, and then bus transportation, which I don't know what role municipalities play in that, but we've had proposals from companies that were reaching out to us, so I guess those are things that, if the other municipalities are interested, this is going back to all their councils to discuss, I guess, so. I guess two things. One, would we be willing to meet as full councils again? And secondly, when would we do this? I mean, it would obviously be in the new year now. We're probably wait till Gerard's back. If that works for the other municipalities, if they're in agreement to this.
Well, I think it's important that we meet, especially to talk about the airport for sure.
So the consideration is to suggest at least 2 dates well, it says next year, so I mean, that's pretty broad. It could be January or February. Depending what's all going on. And then throw that back at the other municipalities and see where they land on it. And I would assume that we would meet in Peace River or Grimshaw again, like we did previously, just to kind of centralize it. So Brenda, you'd be willing to make a motion that we,
Yes.
I just see, Teresa's. See how busy we are in January.
I'm just not available then 21st, 28th, or 30th. If we choose the last 2 weeks.
21st, 28th, and 30th.
Yeah, those dates I'm not available.
Yeah, I really don't know what I got going on this. When is,
Well, actually, the 30th is okay. I have nothing. It's only convenience.
when is Ag Service Provincial Conference? Do you remember, Gary?
No, I don't.
It's a trouble with my calendar. I don't think I might have marked it in there, but. Tracy, do you know when
Blake hasn't given me anything, but it's normally around the 30th of January, I
it's
think.
towards the end of the month, I know,
Yeah.
so. And then Growing the North is usually in February. Jared, when are you back to work? The 20th?
I am back at, no, the 13th.
You back on the 13th?
Mhm.
So how about that week of the, 15th, 16th, 17th? I mean, even the 14th, it's a evening meeting, so wouldn't have, even though we have council that day, it wouldn't overlap.
That would work. January
Pardon me?
20th.
Say again, brother.
I was just gonna say January 20th to the 22nd is the ASB conference.
20th to the 22nd, okay, so that's, wouldn't be a good time then. Unless it was towards the weekend, but. I know nobody likes to meet on Friday evenings. Let's throw out that week of, the 13th to the 17th. And there's 5 days to pick from there.
So, would the airport operators be like this meeting then, and so we can get their perspective, on what they require, what level of support, and all that stuff?
Yeah, maybe mark that down, Jared. We should send out an invitation to the, whoever, I don't know, would be Will Stewart or it would be who their spokesperson
Because
would be.
without them there, we're kind of,
Yeah, we're blind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what the status is.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll send them out an invitation kind of as a delegation there on the link. So if we lost the calendar, everybody got one here. And a evening meeting or, oh yeah, so it wouldn't work, so let's exclude the 15th then. Let's say,
13th and the 16th, no, your head's just down on the 13th, right?
jet lagged,
Yeah.
13th, 14th, 16th or 17th, we're proposing, so,
13th with council, right?
yeah, that's fine, because
It'll be any-
Galen, did you look at your planner? Any of those days overlap or anything?
I can hear you and Brent. I can't hear anybody else, but I think that I heard the week of the 13th to the 17th.
That's right, except the 15th, because Gloria's got a prior engagement on the 15th, so.
Yeah,
So
I'm wide open that week, so it's fine.
good. And I guess we can't speak for Linda, she'll have to. But anyway, that's only proposed, maybe the other councils will come back and say, no, that's no good, but this will be a starting point, so. All right, who made that motion? Nobody.
Nobody yet.
You did?
Nobody yet.
Nobody? Okay, Councillor Sinski makes that motion. Can Caitlin see the screen or not always? No.
No, she sees the agenda package.
Okay. Okay, so we have a motion, Caitlin, proposed Peace Area Council meeting and suggesting those dates we talked about and an invitation to the Peace River Airport operators. And Councillor Yasinski made that motion. So any further questions, discussions? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Item C, Long Lake Regional Waste Management Commission looking for a renewal with some gravel on the road. So who wants to talk to this? Yeah, about the gravel part would be good.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting re-gravel next week.
That was on the schedule?
That was on the schedule.
Okay.
So it's happening. I spoke with Terry. She seemed very happy with everything that we were doing. We're making a couple little adjustments, but everything, she's happy to extend the agreement with us. The commission had their meeting. Yeah, there's not much to really talk about.
Well, yeah, go ahead, Gary.
I've got one question on the cost of the re-graveling. Is that all on the county?
You stole my question. Yeah.
So we did work that in a bit to their price. I think it's, don't quote me on this, I think it was $20,000 a year. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I wasn't at the last
Oh,
meeting,
okay.
but, the original agreement, it was in there.
Yeah, yeah, and that was included with our 20,000 a year.
20,000 a year shared amongst the partners? Is that, I mean, no,
No, that's 20,000 to us, to the county.
that we're responsible for.
The commission pays.
Oh, okay. And that's for grading, mowing, graveling.
Well, just, that's just grading. That's road maintenance.
So is gravel considered maintenance?
Oh, 100%, yeah. The road, that's us.
Okay,
My best.
okay. Well, yeah, no, I mean, if they're contributing that, then that's good, right? I mean.
Yeah, no, that's,
yeah.
yeah, we have no complaints. Everything since we put that agreement into place, we've been very happy with the relationship there.
Yeah.
Not to
Because,
say that we weren't before.
well, because the way I seen it previously, the county absorbed all the cost of the road maintenance, right?
We did, and it was, because it's out of the way, I think that. Some other things spurred that as well, but
Well,
we're happy with
Yeah.
how it came. The agreement came.
okay, any other questions? I mean, don't think we have much choice other than renewing the agreement because we gotta take our waste somewhere, right? So we're a member of the commission, so. Okay, you want to move that we renew this? Councillor Decken makes that motion. Any final discussion? All in favor? Carried. Okay, item D, this is a convoluted one. 2025 municipal election. There's a whole bunch of things there besides a criminal check, right? That they're proposing municipal affairs is.
There is, yes, there's several things, getting ready to be changed. Sorry, Kaylin. But the one thing that has to be looked at before the end of December 2024 is whether or not council wishes to see candidates in the next election, give proof of a criminal record check. So if that's something that you want done, we have to have a bylaw at the next meeting to be able to pass that. And if it's not something that you want to see candidates having to bring to us, then we don't do the bylaw. It's not mandatory. It was, never in the provisions, and now it's in the provisions to, if you want to do that, you can, you do not have to.
We've been a pretty small community, and I think the people that run are generally well known. I don't see that this is necessary. Just another level of bureaucracy to make it difficult, more difficult for people to run as it is. So as it is, we have not much interest out there, and this is just going to be another burden. I think the public knows for the most part who's running and who they're voting for, so I don't think it's necessary.
I completely agree, Brent. And this one kind of gets under my skin a little bit because it's not required at a provincial or federal level. And I feel like this is picking on local municipalities who already have a hard enough time getting engagement. And like you say, we know the people that are running, and this is just crazy. We already sign off saying that there's like the 3 sections that we sign on our nomination papers already. I feel like this is just a whole nother layer of things to deter people.
Feds don't require it because they wouldn't have any candidates.
Well, and additionally to that too, Terry, I mean, like the government is pushing political parties. At that point, they can determine what they want their candidates to have.
Yeah, no, I think the same. I mean, we're a small community where we know if we don't know everybody, somebody else knows everybody, and I think we have a pretty good vetting system already, just with the nomination signs.
I'll move to accept this.
Okay, Councillor Reese makes a motion to acknowledge receipt of the criminal check report and accept it for information. Any further questions? All in favor? Carolyn, I'm calling you an all in favor because you weren't in favor of it. So we'll move to item E, the Alberta Community Crime Prevention Association Conference. Going to be held in Edmonton in May. Taylor, you went last year?
Yeah, I went last year when it was in Calgary, and I think that was the first time we've sent anybody in a little while, and it was such a good conference. I would really love to attend again when the registration opens, but I thought there was a lot of value to come from that.
Okay. What's council's thoughts? Any other discussion? You found it a very valuable conference, so that's good to hear.
Well, if you're willing to go again, Kaylin, I will, make a motion to join you this year or next year.
Next meeting, right? Okay, we have a motion by Councillor Husinski to acknowledge receipt of the conference and to register Councillor Shug. Any other questions? All in favor? Carried.
Thank you,
Circle that on
Council.
your calendar.
Thank you.
We've got a pretty light agenda today. Do we want to go for a coffee before we get into the strategic plan? Or are we going to take more of a discussion than anything today. Yeah, let's take a 10-15 minute break. And we'll come back to the strategic plan. We'll move to item F, the draft County Northern Lights strategic plan that's been had a few changes to it, so if anybody else has comments on it? So on page 11. Oh,
That's 8,
Yep.
9, 10.
yeah, there. So under demographics, cultural shifts. I don't know if I'm comfortable having such as Mennonites in there. However, certain communities do not heavily integrate into broader community activities would be fine. I don't know if we want to. I mean, we could.
Can I
start-
write them?
We can start labeling lots of demographics, right? We could say Ukrainians or Filipinos or, you know, we could.
Okay, I'll take that one out.
And then further down under economic factors at the very bottom, industry opportunities. He just put power generation all by itself. It's not a part of a sentence. I don't know why he just doesn't put tourism, oil, gas, value added agriculture and power generation.
I'll just make it
Just a
and.
better sentence structure, I think. And maybe other people have comments, but then you go to page 14, Lisa. Under the priority. Number 2, the financial sustainability. What happened there?
Hold on.
We're training the new guy.
Page 14.
Yeah. So just that last bullet here, public transparency, I'm just not real sure what council, if this is actually our goal of our strategic plan is to. I mean, we definitely want to be transparent and communicate, but are we wanting to make policies to guide decision-making, like every decision, we're gonna have a.
Exactly, we already have a communication policy, is that not?
Yeah, they're not covered, or like regularly engage with residents through budget consultations together. So do we have town hall meetings, or what do we do to gather this information from residents, or is that council's role? We listen to our residents and bring it to the budget meeting?
I was really partial to the happy hour finance guy. Solicit all sorts of.
I don't know, just my comment, and maybe I'm wrong, and
We also already have a public participation policy in place, so it's not established. I'll pick up on that one, yeah.
and then somewhere there was, again, I should have been making markup somewhere, maybe it showed me, but I didn't, but, talked about advisory committees or.
Right.
So just on finalizing finalizing the public part, the transparency part, you guys want me to take it out or just reword it or?
I
I
don't know,
would say maintain public communication.
as per our communication policy or.
Maintain, okay, yeah, that's good.
So review the communication policy or regularly review it, make sure we're.
The review, okay. Sorry there, Brenna.
Well, I'm scrambling here to try to find where it was talking about public advisory committees,
On page 13.
13, I jumped over it.
What we were gonna do, create.
Right, under the first bullet there, yeah. I mean, not a bad concept, I don't disagree with that, but is that really what part of our strategic plan is to?
I think it's a good idea when, you know, we're having trouble making a decision on our own, if we see it would be valuable for something maybe affecting the community in our area. or
So these would be
county Or,
ad hoc advisory committees or?
But just create ad hoc citizen advisory committees then.
Well, I'm just thinking out loud, I don't know, I mean, do we make permanent advisory committees like we have advisory councils now for policing, for the mills, for healthcare, a lot of these advisory committees that aren't necessarily just county, they're kind of broader to the province, you know, and have, do we want to model it after that and have an advisory committee for, and what do you define key community issues?
I like the idea of just doing ad hoc because then it's like kind of as needed. It's not anything permanent or whatever.
That would probably align more with how we do things and.
Yeah, I'd be more comfortable with that.
And somewhere in here, and it's nothing I want to change this, that he blended the two words agriculture and forestry together. And that should be, put an and in there. Because when I went through it, made my markups on it, he hardly ever mentioned forestry, and so I kept re-emphasizing we got to include forestry. That's always been part of our,
more prominent now than when.
and it's more now for sure, but it's always been mills and logging in our region. No, but it's not in the, not in the heading, it was in their context somewhere. But I don't think it's something anybody would disagree with, it's just a word, just a grammar thing.
And then on page 13 as well, under social programs and services. It says expand recreational and cultural programs, including sports, arts, and community festivals going on. And then to me, that means, when it says expand, that means increasing our budget for rec and culture. Is that what we want to do? Because right now, I think we do a lot.
We could put maintain instead of expand, or
Yeah, I would say. You know, with South Rec Board, we're always way over subscribed. And very often don't give the full amount that's requested, just to try and spread it out over the year.
The North and South rec boards, they 100% funded by the county. Is there no other entities contributing to that?
and I think, is that not one policy or something we're gonna review eventually and see how that's. You know, for the life of me, I can't find it out, but. Okay, what else?
Business attraction and expansion, that's page 16. Reestablish an economic development officer position. We went through this, the issue we had was we had no way to measure the effectiveness of it. So we have union negotiations coming up, and it's going to cost us considerable money. It's going to be a big load on our budget. So I struggle with, trying to hire more people at this time.
I can't remember what our discussion was when we met with Tim and Ryan on that. I mean, he must have got that from somewhere. I don't know if it was from our discussions, or I don't think he would have just thrown it in there himself, would he? But
Probably from the old, strategic plan. I think we had economic development in it, but it wasn't very specific. Just supporting businesses, basically.
yeah, I mean. I kind of got to agree with Brent that we want to increase staff to,
And we did make a good go at this, and when Eleanor was here, she had some good initiatives. She helped some smaller businesses and, but as far as increasing our tax revenue, there was no evidence that that was the case, so. I don't see that we can spend our way to a healthy budget, put it that way. And again, we have union negotiations coming up, and we're gonna take a hit of some sort, and it's gonna be probably significant with the inflation and cost of living.
And we've recently had 2 new hires. Last year, so.
Yes.
well, I mean, if it's not council's objective, right? Then it shouldn't be on there. I mean, if we. I mean, I know,
I know I did talk about industrial parks, but. It's already in place.
I guess. I don't know if this is the time to reestablish or rediscuss our strategic planning. We spent 2 days on, and when I mean, Josh and Trinity were kind of handling that file now, but do they, yeah, I don't know what the goal of.
Maybe take that one point out for now, that
Well,
re-establish
I
part.
think so. I mean, you could maybe reestablish is pretty prescriptive. If you find another word to, keep it in the back of our mind when the time is right or whatever, but.
I'm reading Linda's email that she sent to us, also re-establish the economic development officer role, focus on driving business attraction, supporting local businesses and increasing residential growth. It's not a big burden on us at the moment. That's myself, and I don't know about Josh and them, because it's not a huge focus. And
Who was that email from? That was from Tim?
that was from Linda.
We're
Or-
also not doing it proactive.
Mm.
Hope council understands that.
I do.
That was
So-
the intent of the removal of that, is we're here to handle things as they come up.
And that's all we expect, really, right? We're not.
That's right.
Pardon me,
I think Brent's right
Yeah.
at this point.
just kind of hold the line for now, right?
Yeah.
And,
We did have numerous discussions about this, when Eleanor left, and we were pretty much in agreement that we would not go down this road again unless something significant changed.
And we are members of PREDA, right, who is supposed to kind of help do that promotion that you guys aren't doing.
Well, no, just like an economic development officer, PREDA will do whatever you bring them to do for you.
Right.
If you bring them nothing, they will do nothing.
Yeah,
or you
well-
will take your.
No, but I mean, they are there as a resource, so if we do want to bring something, right, so. Or they should be, I don't know.
They are, but they're not the idea generators. So
We have to give
they're
them-
there to act on what you
Yeah.
want them to do.
So maybe that's who we turn to then if we, I mean, I guess somebody sitting in the office here, they would be focused on coming up with these ideas and trying to promote them and spark some interest where PREDA, they're not going to be doing that unless you ask them. But if something comes across, somebody from the community comes in and says, I think we should be, putting a feedlot in the county or whatever, then we could maybe take that to PREDA. Yeah, so I see some strokes on your paper there, so. Okay. last call for any other edits. So, Kalen, you're good?
Yeah, you have touched and council have touched on the things that were worrying me. The culture one was a big one. So, and I think the rest of my comments were already recorded and fixed up. So I'm good.
All right, well, we'll get a motion then to a dollar receipt of the draft strategic plan and approve the amended version. And it'll now become our strategic plan. Okay, Councillor Thies has made that motion. All in favor? Didn't go after all. Okay, we can move down to 6.1.2, administration and CAO report.
Well, thank you. Just some updates on what I've been doing the last few weeks. As we met with Yardstick, that's our IT guys. They send us some projects and stuff that they want us to look at for next year. We had a meeting with BC Hydro. That's on after the motion that you made, Councillor, is they feel that they don't really want us to put those maps up because it might be a little bit confusing to the public, because in total there's 85 maps. Somewhere there, it's a big number of maps that we
discussed only putting those that relate to our municipality on there. And when I read this, I have to admit my blood pressure went up a little bit, because I was the one dealing with BC Hydro, and their own regulations state that they were supposed to give us these maps right after the dam was built. They ignored their own regulations for 50 years and didn't give us all the information that we were supposed to have. These were a big part of what they were supposed to give to us, along with the emergency plan. They didn't do any of it until we went after them and had to pry it out of them with a stick. And when we did get the inundation maps, they give us old outdated ones with warnings that we were not supposed to use them outside of our own office, which is false. They give us false information. When I called them on it, they had to concede that, yes, this is our information to do as we please. And if these maps are confusing, it's because BC Hydro made them confusing. And they took off place names. They intentionally, in my interpretation, intentionally made them more confusing than they needed to be. And so we should not be taking any advice from BC Hydro with what they've done over the years. Right? In my opinion, they're a dishonest, corrupt organization. And the only reason they're doing this now is because we forced them to provide this information as per their own regulations. So I say we print them and we push them to make better maps that are more user-friendly.
Well, and then if they were only the maps that were relevant to us, you only need like 4 maps or something. Right?
Yeah, it's a small handful of maps, and there's information on there besides the maps themselves. It's the depth of the water, the time of arrival of the water, all that's good information, right? And yes, the maps could be much better, but that, again, that's BC Hydro's own doing. And I don't think the people in BC are confused that have the maps on their own websites, those communities in BC. So, yeah. BC Hydro.
And so would it be the actual map or a link to the maps?
Well, we provide a link to
It would be
the
a
map
link,
that we have, is my understanding.
Oh,
I will reach out to them again and maybe I'll,
They've conceded that this is our information. If we want to print it in the paper or do whatever we want, it's our information, and they shouldn't be telling us how we can use it whatsoever. It's none of the business, right? They're the ones that ignored their own regulations for decades. And again, we had to pry this information out of them with a stick, even though it's their own, it's clear on both sides of the border. The regulations are very similar. And, you know, at least we're getting it now. And for them to try to limit us at this point, it's ridiculous.
Okay, so
I'll reach out to them again.
we'll convey that.
Tell them how it is. They don't tell us how it is.
Cool. Next one, attended RMA with council. That was quite a good experience. Some interesting discussions that went on there. It's interesting to see the difference between the premier and the opposition leader. That was quite interesting to me, because I mean, that's the second time I see him live, and it's the second time we almost get the same message from him, that it's not about what we're going to do, but it's how we're going to do it different than what's being done at the moment. Yeah, that was quite interesting. Strategic plan discussion with management team. So we went through a few versions of this. It's actually very good to see the support and information that my team brings. It's really, really good to see them engaged like that.
So
Some are more engaged than others, very vocal, some of them.
So while you're on the strategic plan,
Mhm.
I found that little edit there, if you don't mind, just going back to page 11 on it.
11.
And just on that very last environmental resilience, they say, risk the county's infrastructure and forestry agriculture base. I think that should be forestry and agriculture base. They're not, it's not a combined. So just to me being a grammar Nazi.
Cool, I got that.
Okay, so sorry.
No problem. My team missed that.
Yeah, well, and maybe it was intentional. I don't know. Maybe I'm no professor in English, so.
Well, me neither. Then we met with Brownlee at the RMA there about the legal matter about the payment portion of that. I know that went to trial, and there was some of them that were opposing it, and more information will be coming out of that one. We haven't received any outcomes or anything yet, not that I'm aware of.
So basically, the end result in our position is that we would probably accept the terms that they're offering. We would receive our
It is very similar to what we
getting.
have accepted already with
Right.
them, is to get the outstanding amount, but no
But
penalties.
no penalties. So which, taking it to court, you might end up with nothing, right?
Absolutely.
Other
Yeah.
than a lawyer bill, right?
We were supposed to hear the decision on that last week and we never did.
No, not yet.
So it should be coming soon. The opposition was primarily from private landowners who are owing rent or royalties or whatever. We are staying out of that region, hoping this goes through so we get paid something.
Then I met with ISL, and one of the discussions we had is about employing. I know, Brent, you feel that we shouldn't employ more people, but this one will be hugely subsidized by the amount of money we're spending at the moment with ISL. So it would be assisting us in doing the more, I don't want to, what's the right word?
Kind of the primary.
Yeah, it's like the administration part of it, just doing the letters and stuff like that, that we don't pay, according to our contract fees, $165 or $125, depends on who does it, for writing letters or distributing the letters to landowners or neighbors and stuff like that. So that would be definitely something. It's something that I really don't have the time for, and the same with my fellow development officer there. So we're paying at the current rate, we're paying more than $300,000 to ISL. So I think we can bring that down by a huge amount, and it will definitely subsidize or wholly fund having somebody local, and it would be a local face to see if people comes in to actually do the applications.
Well, and we've heard people kind of miss that when Gloria left, right? That they could come in and sit across the desk and do their initial applications and stuff. So, I mean, if you think that we could trim enough off ISL's contract to support that position, then that.
Probably going to take us like a month or so to get that person up to speed, that we still have the same amount, but after that, there should be a dramatic decrease, I think, especially in the cost of sending letters and stuff like that. Gloria, want to make a comeback? Is that what I heard? Um,
So
Then-
you'll bring a proposal.
I'll
back,
bring a formal
in the new
proposal for
year,
that,
so-
yeah.
So it's nothing budgeted at this time then, or?
No,
No.
it would be a subsidized by that in any case, so. Talking about budget, so budget season, like hunting elk and deer is in the moment in process. Various internal meetings were held to finalize that, and hopefully we'll bring a well-rounded budget to council tomorrow.
So it'll go better than the elk hunting, or?
Yes, I hope so. I have to say, I've pulled in local knowledge, and maybe I need to widen my scope there. Did a lot of walking though, that I did. And then just the FYI, and maybe just for councils, I don't know if I need approval for that, but so I'll be on vacation, leaving on December the 14th, and I'll be back in the office on January the 13th. I will ask my director of finance to be the acting CEO during that time, and he's graciously accepted that. If there's any issues, I mean, Teams, Zoom, WhatsApp, all those, you guys can get hold of me. So it should be good. Just remember, yeah, there's a 9-hour time difference at the moment. So don't phone me at 5 o'clock local time. I might be sleeping. That's it for my report. Any
Okay.
questions?
Thanks. Any questions on the CEO report? Not get a motion to acknowledge receipt and accept for information.
I'll move.
Okay, Councillor Shug. All in favor? Carried. What's that?
No.
No, you don't.
Okay, we can move down to finance. Josh, you got the payment registers, all you got for us today?
That is.
Sorry, just one. I need numbers for that meeting. That was supposed to be part of my report, is asking for numbers for the Christmas dinner with the
With the tri-council?
tri-council now. Yes, please.
I'll be going.
Brent, are you going? Yes. Kaylin?
Yeah, I'm going.
I'll just check with Linda. So is there any, if there's any specific dietary requirements or stuff like that, please give Teresa a heads up on that one.
At what time we leaving here? We should leave here by 4:30?
Yeah.
The second.
It's Monday, yeah.
So everybody here is going then? Yeah, and just have to check with Linda.
We'll check with Linda, yeah.
And honestly, I mean, if we're 1 or 2 off either way, it's not gonna be the.
Yeah, the end of the world, yeah.
Be as close as we can. Yeah. At the Berlin, at the MD office in Berlin.
And then for the county one, if you guys can just maybe just check with Paul, but I will ask Paul to just send out. She did?
Yeah, a reminder.
Gary and Brent. That's for our one,
I wasn't able
not gonna take. Cool.
And Linda. I thought she already.
She already did.
Okay, good.
Sorry for the interruption there.
Okay, you're good?
I'm good, thank
Okay,
you.
back to the check register.
Yeah, I called it payment register, because we actually really don't write a whole lot of checks and we want to use it for deposit, but, this is September and October, so there for your review and any questions. I will address the first one, which you should, the 4th page where it lists all the checks for that, and it's all heading. That's when you made it up, I reprinted it. Through the wrong page, So the $50 and $100 ones are returning gravel truck deposits. Then we have, I mean, they're all pretty small numbers, but one was the AMA conference, or Alberta Municipalities Conference of Membership. One was a payment to Brown Lee. Supplies for a few $100. And $1,000 was our species at risk membership. So those were everything over $100 on that one. Other than that, at least you have a vendor, so happy to answer any questions. You see any weird ones.
McLaughlin still is the odd job?
As long as we are in litigation, when you report to answer questions, you will pay them. Or when we wound this company up, so the payments will go to him personally now instead of whoever sees it. Great.
Well, looks like. Everybody,
Fun, just our normal expenses.
okay, if there's no questions on it, we need a motion to acknowledge receipt of September, October vendor payment register and accept for information.
Here's one here, Eagle Comedy.
That's the entertainment agency that we use for this. The cost for 2 comedians.
Somebody want to make that motion? You make the motion, Councillor Reese. Last chance for questions for Josh. All in favor? Carried. Well, we can go to page 2 on the agenda. 6.2.4 emergency measures, A, the BC Hydro webinar update.
So we attended myself and Tim Harris attended the webinar regarding the BC Hydro project and the Peace River Emergency Planning Guide review. It's a guide that we use for emergency planning. We had a chance to speak briefly with Greg Riley, the acting manager of BC Hydro, regarding request from council to make available the inundation maps to residents. I think we already had a discussion on this specific one. I will reach out to them again to get some more information on that one.
Yeah, the county has previously given access to even download and this is their attempt to limit our access to this safety information. Public cannot give access, but yet in DC they can publish these maps right on their city website. So there's hypocrisy.
So the county, the administration got the codes, but the public can't access these codes, right?
No, it's a username and password restricted access one.
So I mean, I don't know what harm there is in them.
Well, when I called them, they conceded that yes, these are it's in our information. I don't know why they keep trying to pull this stuff. This is our information to do as we see fit. Publish it to paper, put it on their website, mail it out with our information. It's just like the fire act, right? What's the point of hiding the fire act? Tell us fire. It doesn't make any sense. You know, it's BC Hydro does not want Alberta to know how much risk we carry with no benefit to us. I guess that's my theory of why they want to hide this stuff. But it goes against their own regulations, so.
Well, it doesn't make sense that they have it on their own websites and they won't allow us.
Well, they have it, these 2 communities in BC publish their inundation maps right on their website. So if there's a dam failure, people know where they can go that it's safe, right?
In BC.
In BC.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're trying to keep us in the dark in Alberta here. I called them on it and they conceded, again, this is our information to do as we see fit. To keep our residents safe. So I wish they quit trying to pull this, and it's time for us to tell them, not them telling us.
Okay, well, you'll, so you attended this webinar?
Yep.
You and Teresa did,
We did, yes.
so you'll follow up again, what the
I
earlier
will.
question was, and just see why we can't get some uncomplicated maps available to everybody, right, on our side.
Maybe if there's any specific questions you want answered, Councillor Reeve, maybe you can reach out to me and I'll make sure that we get specific answers to the questions that you have.
Well, I don't have any questions. We settled this a long time ago. These are our maps to do as we see fit. We just need to communicate that to them. That's none of their business how we administer these maps. Just like these citizens in BC, we have the same rights people in BC. They've conceded this in writing that this is our information. And it's our right to put it on our website or where we choose to. Well, that's been settled. So I don't know why they keep trying to play this game up there.
Did you notice on the webinar where other Alberta communities there, like the town of Peace River, Mackenzie County?
Well, from the town of Peace River, I think that from that one, that's probably represented by Tim Harris. So I saw him there.
Okay,
He was,
so he's kind of their director of emergency management or plays
as
a
far as I
role.
understand, he is, yes.
I just wonder why they wouldn't be asking the same questions, you know, I mean, great for them to have a webinar on preparedness. But mapping should be part of that, right?
Yep.
We had a meeting last year with BC Hydro over the things that I called the meeting, and I told everyone on that we've been on the meeting, so we've established it. These are our maps to do as we see fit. And no one at BC Hydro said anything different, because they can't, they've already acknowledged it. So that's where we're at. We're just playing games now, I guess.
So just one last quick comment from me. So with me not being here last week, would it not help if I invite you to the meeting once we get the meeting requested?
Sure.
Answered from them. You good with that?
Invite them to where?
No, as a probably a Teams or a Zoom meeting that we'll have, and then I'll invite Councillor Reeve to attend the
Sure.
meeting with us.
Yep. So we'll get a motion to acknowledge receipt of the webinar update and have administration follow up. Right, and then it'll kind of give you directions to
Yeah.
that look good, Brent, for a draft motion? Yeah. Somebody want to make that motion?
I can make that one.
Okay, Councillor Thies, all in favor? Oh, Galen, you may not see it. Motion was to acknowledge receipt of the BC Hydro Site C webinar update and have administration follow up and bring back information to council. Bring back information in there.
Yeah, I heard that one. Thank you. I'm in good
Okay.
with it.
Okay, good. Okay, we can move on to an addition. I don't know if there's anything printed. It's going to be a verbal report from Director of Public Works. Carl, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so I didn't actually have a whole lot for you guys, that's why you invested in policy. But then, I had a meeting with, an engineering firm, called Parsons. They wanted to, they're in the preliminary stages of planning a mill and fill as well as an overlay on the ag. This is just for your guys' information, let you know that that's construction season, that you see fair amount of construction activity on 691. They wanted us to be involved a small extent here to do what they call access management. So if there are certain accesses that can be lined up, because they're straight across from each other, or remove accesses from the highway altogether and relocate onto our roads. They would prefer that. And it's something that provincial government has been going forward with for years on their projects, so. I just wanted you guys to be aware of that one.
They're doing the whole existing paved
Yep,
section.
all the way to the big curve there,
Yep.
big speed curve.
Yep.
So.
Sorry, Charles, I didn't get that. A mill and overlay on where?
On the Egg Road, Highway 691.
Okay, thank you.
So that's very preliminary, they're in planning phases right now. They will be contacting landowners in the very near future, and hope to have everything, the tender package ready to go by the new year. The other one that I had a phone call with another engineer about is Deadwood Highway 690 is going to see 2 bridge projects happen. They have requested our permission to use our roads as detour routes for when that work is taking place. It's planned on being done next construction season. What that all looks like, I don't 100% know. I don't know a lot of the details on that side of things. But it is something that is that's coming. So, just wanted you guys to really fun stuff.
I have a question about, Old Road, so if they have to move, approach onto our road, I guess,
Yeah.
is that on them?
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the cost of that is on transportation. They will pay their contractor to move to where we need to.
And I can't think off the top of my head, I mean, I don't travel that road regularly, but there is no county roads that don't align. I think they're all pretty much.
No, I'm not talking county roads. I'm talking like field access.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything that's going into a field.
Yeah.
That's adjacent to Township Road or Range Road, they're going to move that.
Yeah.
Access
Gotcha.
potentially onto our road.
yeah, no way.
There are some accesses that are on the highway right now that are. Off the top of my, I'll just, the number off the top of my head is 15 meters. Offset of each other. And if it's not possible to relocate those accesses to a township or range road, they will just adjust them so that they're straight across from each other. It just promotes safety and all that stuff, right?
But they'll have to consult the landowners, obviously. And
100%, and they will. And it's just for your guys' information, they are going to as well. I made them aware that part of that highway is within town limits, and there was a fairly there was an intersection that they wanted to do some major work on that falls within the town. We declined to comment on that because it's not our section. So that is something the town has been made aware that they are gonna get consulted on. As well as the rodeo. When rodeo comes, there's more than likely going to be a special provision where they will not hinder traffic so that people can get in and out and not get frustrated.
Yeah, that would be quite a. If the rodeo was going on and they're trying to lay asphalt there, that would
Yeah.
not be a
Oh,
very,
yeah, that's,
it'd be quite a
there's word I won't
circus.
use in here
It
for
would be a real rodeo. Well, it's good that they're aware of that.
So that's all I had for you guys for that. I just wanted you to be in the loop on it, that these projects are coming up.
What happened with that surplus grader? Did it go to auction yet or?
Not yet. We just finished taking everything off that belongs to us. And we got to clean up. take pictures of it. Sell her for millions of dollars.
So that'll be in the auction this year or in the new
Yeah,
year?
no, it'll be in the office.
Okay. Kind of a.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Charles? Okay, thanks, Charles. Get a motion to accept the report for information. Okay, Councillor Decken, all in favor? Carried. Move down to 6.4.3, item A, the North Star Transfer Station update. Kalen, you had something verbal to present to council? Kalen, I don't know if you're with us, you're on mute or? Yeah, you're on mute, Kalen. You're still on mute.
Just a jump back on, but she's having issues.
Well, she's.
Fun music we can play now.
Computer froze. Be right back.
I think I probably heard from the transfer station what this update.
You guys aren't
Can you hear me
muted
now?
here, are you? Oh, there we go. Now we got you.
Sorry, my mouse froze. I couldn't unmute myself.
All right, you're up on the North Star Transfer Station.
Yeah, so I attended as an alternate last week and the conversation about the North Star come up again. So it's the same concerns that were brought up in May about people not following the rules, people giving the site worker a hard time about things that they can and can't do. So Terry had mentioned that an email had gone out to all the CAOs and we had not shared it, which after doing some research is not true. It was posted on our Facebook page. I couldn't find it on the website, but I know that we for sure shared it in May on our Facebook page, kind of just refreshing people on the rules and that kind of thing. And then she made a comment that it wasn't in the paper, but the MDFPs did share it. So it's kind of like, are we going to run two of the ads in the same newspaper or not? I'm not really sure. I don't see the point in that. So yeah, just not really sure how we want to navigate it. They like to say that it's all of our county residents that aren't following the rules, which I'm not really sure. I think what happened is the former operator was a little bit more lenient and the new operator is very to the letter. So I'm not really sure how we want to navigate that, if we want to reshare the information post again or how to handle that properly, but I told them that I would bring it forward.
Okay, thanks. So I don't know what the status is now, who the operator is, if it's still the same one this summer, because
It is.
After the
Yeah.
summer, and she was furious. She was, I'm done, she said, because she was being abused, right, verbally. People were coming in and saying, well, I've done this, always done this here, and I'm gonna continue to do it, and they just drove off and dumped it, and so I don't know what,
Yeah, and it is the same worker. She's going through the same thing. So they've hired a second person to help her out on Saturdays because they're running into people just driving by her and they're not logging the cards and that kind of thing. And it's just an ongoing thing and I'm not really sure how to fix it. Like I said, I think it's like an adjustment thing of one really lenient operator to a very to the letter operator.
But the only site in the whole thing that we have issues with is that North Star. I find that very hard to believe. That question or raise that flag, but mind boggling.
Grimshaw occasionally has issues, but
Yeah, I think it's,
Like every week. This person's getting in arguments. I'm not sure how to.
Well, I mean, North Star serves a fairly broad area, I guess, so they would probably have more people to be exposed to, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it's not unique that way. There's probably, so I mean, we got Kig River, we got Dixonville, we got Grimshaw.
no, it definitely isn't. It definitely isn't unique. And they just had a site meeting with all of their workers, and this is where it come up again. So I'm not really sure what else we can do aside from resharing the information and reminding people that you have to pay for your garbage if it's not residential and what dictates residential or defines residential garbage. So I'm not really sure what else more we can do, but I wanted to be clear that we did share it on our social media when they emailed it out. And just because we didn't double post it in the newspaper, I don't think that's very fair for us either.
Well, if MVP's already posted it, maybe the next time we can post it.
I think we did, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
We also did the website and we also posted it in the foyer, so
Oh, I meant to the paper.
I think
We
maybe
did.
Oh.
also
we did.
ads in the paper,
Mhm.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I can, yeah, I can suggest that.
there's no harm in posting it again, I guess, if it's still an ongoing problem, and then if it continues, then I think the commission has to look at something, like, I don't know, start putting their foot down, or, I mean, if people, it's a service, that if you abuse it, you lose it, right?
Yeah, and I think that was kind of the consensus was they decided to hire a second person to sort of help her out and take it off. And at this point, like, I think I would be happy if we just reshared the information. I mean, I don't know what good it's gonna do, but that's kind of the takeaway from the meeting anyway.
Okay, well, we can,
Some of this may be better discussed in camera since it involves personnel. Justin.
but in the short term, can we just have a reminder put in all of our communications? Like from the paper to the social media to the website, and
Well, I can suggest to Terry that we, these can kind of have.
I can't hear you, Brenda. Can you speak up just a little bit, please?
I said I can suggest to Terry that we do, that the Long Lake, runs their own app with rules.
I think that makes sense. When we post it or the MVPs post it, people are gonna phone us and complain about the rules,
Yeah.
and they are not our rules.
Right. Maybe
No,
take
no,
newspaper
no,
out of
no,
there. Get the, Phil to do the newspaper out. Yeah. I'll make that one.
okay. Councillor Sinski has moved to acknowledge receipt of the verbal report regarding North Star Transfer Station, have the county share information on our social media outlets, and requesting Long Lake Commission to advertise in the newspaper. I don't know what, advertise what, yeah, advertise,
Yes.
is it rules or policy? I don't know if they have policy.
Policy.
Their policies, maybe, policy.
You good with that, Brenda?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have, Kaylin, we're gonna have shared on our social media, and then have the commission advertise their policies in the newspaper. Moved by Councillor Sinski. All in favor? Carried. Okay, we can move down to community service, Christmas events. Who's gonna take charge on that?
put me in for talking to you about parades, which is awesome. So it's that time of year, says with a smile. Previously, we have participated in a number of these events, but we just wanted to share dates and times with you. So. The Dixonville light up, if I understand correctly, actually got pushed back a week this morning due to the weather, so that's still scheduled for December 7th, I believe.
Sixth.
Sixth, sorry, my apologies, at the same time though. Town of Manning Christmas parade and light up, and then as well as the town of East River and Grim Shop parades. If you guys would like to attend, we need to know. It's hockey season, so I will not be attending any parades. I will be able to
Attend in what form, like put a county vehicle in the parade?
Yeah.
or-
We used to.
We did.
Yeah, I know.
Parades were a bigger thing.
That's the only way I would attend, because it's supposed to be minus 28 out that night, so.
Yeah, but just remember, like, a parade float takes time for somebody to decorate. You need things to decorate it with, depending on the scale you want to go. And it was kind of short notice as well with these, so we don't have a lot of time. We probably can't order anything to decorate anything with because it won't get here. The mail carrier won't bring it, so. Spread that Christmas cheer as you will. And then if you want to attend in any fashion or register for the float, just let us know, I guess, which ones. We'll try and get something together.
I see where you're steering us.
I don't
Wink,
I've
wink.
made it very clear, I'm not a parade person. And I'm just not available. Ultimately, I'm trying to get budget ready for you guys and I have an audit visit coming up, so I have no time to devote to a parade float. I hope you can understand that what I'm working on is more important.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
Well, this weekend is too short of notice, I think, for that, and then we're not gonna do Manning or Surrey, we won't be doing Grimshaw either. So on parade, it won't be.
Go with attend parades, they're lovely.
We can attend, yeah. Summer parades are a little bit more. Than the dark.
Trin will be attending and co-hosting the Dixonville light up though. So.
It's the same day as our party, right?
It is.
Is it
Of
Friday
the
or
staff
Saturday?
party.
Oh,
Well,
it's
it's
Saturday.
the sixth.
So I won't make it to that.
is it 6:30?
Yeah, the sixth is a Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's the same day. She's not going to the party?
No, that's weird. I guess she won't be going.
And Brenda
Yeah.
won't be, because she'll be at the party.
But she's going to Dixonville. Think she's on. Trin, are you listening?
She's-
So we're just gonna be Grinches and not do anything then? That's,
We could put on our Santa costume and walk.
Are you,
I
Trin,
could.
are you going to the Dixonville party and did I get, or the light up, sorry, and did I get that date right? Or is it the same day as the Christmas party?
I am not attending the light up. The light up is the same day as the Christmas party.
There you- Thank you.
okay, so nobody wants to,
Well, I'll attend the light up, but I guess.
in Manning,
Yeah.
yeah. We were planning on going to it too, but I looked at the forecast and I'm kind of having second thoughts, but I guess dress warm and go out there for a half hour.
They'll go too, but
But yeah, I'm not expecting
just to say
anything
hi.
They'll be serving warm chocolate, I'm sure. Yeah.
and have a big bonfire.
That's where wearing bunker gear really helps because we're going as a fire department, but in full bunker gear.
It's fairly warm. yeah.
It's fairly warm.
Okay, so we'll just get a motion to acknowledge receipt of the events and accept for information and Councillor Reese, all in favor? Carried. Well, we got a Municipal Planning Commission meeting at 11. Do you have anybody from ISL tuned in or,
No, not yet.
no? You know, what's even on there? I don't think there was much, was there?
As long as they're probably not going to,
Discussion.
or somebody should be doing it.
Let's, we can get to the info pack and open mic unless there's any open mic comes out of the planning commission meeting, but let's jump down to 8.0 info package. There was a bunch of additions to it. So any comments coming out of the info package? I found it interesting. I don't, that Spirit River's kind of complaining about their AFCS office closing. We lost ours a few years ago, and I think, I mean, I doubt if we'll ever regain it. And I say ours, I'm talking about the one in Manning. There's still one in Grimshaw yet, but we probably have the same argument that they're regionalizing everything and took away a couple jobs and convenience for the producers. So maybe we have to do the same thing at some point. Other than that, I had no other comments on it.
Good letter to the fans,
To the Senate.
to the, yeah.
Yeah. I had
I
lots
don't think too many people are gonna be switching to the fake meeting.
no. Okay, so if there's no other comments, I need to get a motion to acknowledge receipt, and accept for information.
I can.
Okay, Councillor Thies, all in favor, carried. Dan, we can come back to open mic if you want, but if you have anything at the moment, we can try answer that.
Yeah, I was just wondering about the Peace Area Council meeting in the new year.
Yep.
And I was wondering if you could elaborate on the discussions that you're gonna have on the Peace River Airport and bus transportation.
Well,
Or am I jumping the gun?
I mean, the meeting is wide open. We haven't made an agenda yet, but this is just a suggestion that we have one. And so those discussions on airport and transportation are kind of just thoughts we threw out there to add to the agenda. Because as you recall, the airport, whatever they call themselves, are not a commission, or whoever operates the airport now, they did come to the regional councils looking for funding. So we did nothing on that, nor did any of the other municipalities. So we just thought that might be a topic to discuss how the future funding would look. And then bus service, well, I mean, that's kind of a dream there that everybody wants scheduled bus service back, but we don't know how to do that. So I just, yeah. And I mean, if everybody agrees to this meeting, we don't know that yet. We're kind of the first ones to, well, I think maybe other councils are meeting today too, so we may have an answer, but just, do we want to even bother doing this again? So it's all kind of preliminary right now, nothing too concrete. Yep. What else?
Councillor Reese, would you be able to clarify your opinion on having a economic development officer?
Just that we did have one here at one time, and when she left, we agreed that we would not resume that position, just for budgetary reasons. And we kind of agreed that it's difficult to measure what we're getting out of it, but it was our interpretation that we were not positions, not paying for itself, I guess.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so it was in our strategic plan, not sure how it ended up there, but doesn't matter. We just thought maybe that really wasn't one of our goals in strategic plan was to refill that position again at this time, so. Everything else is clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have our Municipal Planning Commission, and if you have any questions after that, welcome to ask again. So we will take a break until 11. And hopefully somebody from ISL joins us by then. You can maybe reach out to me, usually they're her.
So their standard practice now though. It's going to be 15 minutes before elections. Once they've got other stuff.
Right. Yeah, must be very slow day if they have to sit and watch our meeting for.
Well, they've got a hard start time, so they can. So
Right. Okay, Caitlin, you got that? We're just gonna reconvene at 11? Or
Yep.
shortly before?
Yep, sounds good.
Just say again, I just unmuted.
Caitlin, and then we have, somebody from ISL. Good morning.
you have Debbie and Gail.
Can I see Debbie's unmuted? Oh, now she's muted. Okay, I'm gonna call Municipal Planning Commission meeting to order at 11:02. And the adoption of the agenda, we'll have, I get a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll
Councillor
move.
Reeve, all in favor? I'll get you the next one, Caitlin. Minutes from our previous meeting on November 12th. There for review.
I'll move
And,
adoption.
Okay, Councillor Shug adopts the minutes as presented, all in favor, carried. And we can move down to 4.0, item B. We have 3 development permits to be issued and discussed by the Planning Commission. First one, DP-24-26, Aero Technology Group. Who from ISL would like to take us through that? Debbie, I see Gail's on the phone, so maybe you could handle it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Gail's on the phone?
Well, that's what I'm seeing.
Oh, okay. Gail, are you not there? Okay, I'll take it. The applicant is proposing to locate a 45-foot communication tower on Lot 1, Block 1, Plan 102-3754 on part of the southwest of 6, 8524 west of the 5th. The parcel is 4 hectares or 9.88 acres in area and is regulated by the Agriculture General District. The proposed development is defined as a public utility and is listed as a discretionary use within this district. The applicant has indicated that the steel communication tower requires a pile footing with safety light and lighting protection and will be located within a fenced compound. The communication tower is one of 6 applications that is being proposed. The applicant's primary goal is installing the proposed tower to improve internet connectivity for the rural homes in County of Northern Lights, and has advised that the towers would bring significant benefits to the region, including improved access to educational resources, telehealth services, economic benefits. It is intended that the connectivity will be improved while minimizing any negative effects on the local environment and community. The applicant has indicated that the towers are not 5G, but use different technology which operates on different frequencies than cellular networks. The system is designed specifically for fixed wireless broadband access in rural areas. The proposed development is located approximately 23 kilometers southwest of Dixonville. The proposed tower will be located on a first parcel out of the quarter section, with the exception of the parcel immediately north of the subject property, which is zoned Crown land. Surrounded lands are zoned Ag General and are either treated or under partial cultivation or agriculture pastures, and include residential developments. There's 12 residential dwellings within 1.6 kilometers of this tower, and it is not within the Grimshaw gravel aquifers. I don't have the report right in front of me, so if you could just scroll up a bit. The parcel is accessed via Township 850, which is located south of the property. One of the 2 existing access to the parcel will be used to access the tower site. in accordance with the requirements, the applicant has indicated that nearby homes were visited to distribute public notice, solicit comments, and to provide contact information for any concerns. In addition, the applicant placed a public notice in the paper on August 14th, 2024 edition of the Miles Zero Post. The applicant has indicated that they have no concerns. They've received no concerns regarding the proposed development at this location. I need you to, yeah, please. And our recommendation is to approve the application for the tower on Lot 1, Block 1, Plan 1023754 on part of the Southwest 6, 8524 west of the 5th, subject to the conditions that have been listed below.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from council? Seeing none, we're looking for a motion to approve the development permit with the 7 conditions. Okay, Councillor Decken makes that motion. Last chance for discussion or questions? Seeing none, call for the vote. All in favor? Kaylin?
In favor.
Okay, thank you. That's carried. The next one is another Aero Technology DP 24-37. Who wants to speak to that one?
I will speak to that one. Good morning.
Okay.
The
Morning,
applicant
Gail.
good morning. The applicant proposes to locate a 45-foot communication tower on Lot 2, Block 1, Plan 982-2460, located on part of the Northeast 30, 9123 west of the 5th. The parcel is 1.5 hectares or 3.71 acres in area and regulated by the county residential CR1 district. The proposed development is defined as public utility and listed as a discretionary use within this CR1 district. Details regarding the communication tower are the same as in the previous report that Debbie just read to you. The proposed development is located approximately 2.3 kilometers west of the Manning town limits. There are 4 parcels on this quarter section. 2 are zoned country residential CR1 district, while the other 2 are zoned agriculture general A district. Surrounding lands are zoned A district and either treed, under partial cultivation, or agriculture pastures, and include residential development. Several country residential parcels are located further to the southwest, closer to the Notikewin River. There are 24 residential dwellings within approximately 1.6 kilometers of the proposed tower. The parcel is not located within the Manning IDP or the Grimshaw Gravels Aquifer. The site is accessed via Range Road 235, which is located east of the parcel. The proposed development was reviewed against the county's municipal development plan and land use bylaw and relevant provincial legislations. The tower will be located, it meets the setbacks of the CR1 district. The 45-foot communication tower also meets the regulations outlined in the public utilities regulations of the land use bylaw. It should be noted that the location of the 45-foot tower on this parcel will be closer to the front yard property boundary than the residence, but because it meets the front yard setback, there is nothing in the land use bylaw that would restrict its proposed location. Responses were received from Alberta Energy Regulator and TELUS, both indicating they had no concerns with the proposed development. No concerns from other referral agencies or adjacent landowners were received from the applicant's visits to nearby homes, the public notice placed in the newspaper, or the circulation notice. It is recommended that this application be approved, subject to the conditions outlined.
Okay, thank you. So is this the same one that was proposed to put in the county's yard here by the, no, this is a different one, 2.3 kilometers west.
They are going to do in total 22 towers in the whole county
But how come
eventually.
2 so close together though?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I don't understand that, but I'm not a communication guy. I guess there's a reason for it, but because I thought they proposed to put one in the county yard just out by
They
the
are.
county here.
Yeah.
And then another one 2.3 kilometers west of the town limits. Gail, I don't know if you heard me, like, I thought that Arrow had already proposed a tower in the county yard, which is right on the town limit, where we're actually in the town. Now, there's a second one being applied for. These aren't overlapping each other, or did they?
I'm really not sure how they assess where these properties or where these towers have to be located. I have been told that they will be applying for 22 towers, and they're in various locations throughout the county.
Yeah, no, I understand that they wanna put towers throughout the county which is maybe good to give another option for internet, but I just don't know that they have to be so densely located.
I think the only reason, if I may, from my IT days, is that the tower they're putting up in the main yard here is probably sort of a distribution tower, because it's going to be I think 60 feet high, if I'm not mistaken. So they will probably reach out to all the other ones with small direct links that's actually linking up the other towers, and then from the other towers it would be like a probably what's it, 360 divided by 320-degree angle antennas that they would put up to actually reach the residents in the area.
Well, I'm sure there's a reason for it. I just, and not gonna support this, but it just seems really odd that you would have two towers so close together, but. Okay, so that was my rant. So looking for a motion to approve this development permit with the 7 conditions. Okay, Councillor Thies. Last chance for discussion.
Yeah, just clarification, in the recommendation in this first one, it says, 45-foot communication tower, but in further reading, it states it's 45 meters, so I believe the 45 meters, not 45 feet.
Oh, it's 45 feet. I'm not sure where you're seeing the meters, but the tower height is definitely 45 feet.
In Arrow's, specs here, they listed as 45 meters.
Yeah, we plan to install a 45-meter tall, so I guess we probably should be having the same, the same specifications on the application as we do on the development permit. If you look at I don't know if you can go back, Teresa, to where this page here, the development permit,
Is that for this one?
it says 45 meters. Good catch, Ben.
Yeah. We plan to install a 45-meter.
Oh, that
they're
is an
making
error. They're all feet. They're 45 feet in height.
You're positive on that?
Yes.
Because even the ones that we have here, I don't have a page number, it says when the compound and tower details, it actually mentioned a 45-meter.
Yeah, because I mean, 45 feet, that's really not very tall, right? That's
15 meters, that's not high.
no, I mean, I don't know that they would build something that short.
Like all of the applications that we received, all six of them are the same. Just let me just go into their specs. But they're all 45 feet in height. And I did confirm that with the applicant because one of them was, just a sec here.
Yeah. So everything we're seeing from Arrow and their application to the county is in meters, right? And they're saying that it's in feet, so we're definitely have a contradiction here. And was that the same on the first one? Yeah.
They're all meters. Just let me go into their specs.
Can you bring that up on the screen for them to see?
I'm sorry, the height is 45 meters.
Yeah, even
Can you say that again?
The height is 45 meters.
Right. So that should be corrected on the development permit.
That's correct, yes. was on their
Makes sense.
specs, 45 meters, yeah.
So could we just make that a friendly correction, I guess, that we don't have to redo the whole thing? We can just make that correction on the,
I don't know that, yeah.
you don't know that you can do that?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can, for sure.
So we're making that change right now. It should be plural.
It's RE, right?
There's two ways of spelling it, but that's fine. Okay, so we've made those changes on the development permit. Put it into meters instead of feet, so it's, okay, so who made the motion on the, or on the second one? Gary did. On the first one, Gloria did.
Gloria did the first one, Gary did the second one.
That's right. So the first one was 43, right? So, I don't know, that's coming up yet. Okay, so Councillor Thies has made that motion with those conditions. We've made that correction. All in favor?
In favor.
Okay, that's carried. All right, we can move to DP 24-43, temporary industrial camp.
Thank you. The applicant is proposing to operate a temporary industrial camp to accommodate workers on Crown land at the southwest of 3298-7 west of the 6th. The camp is required to support the applicant's well abandonment program in Township 99 to 101 and range 6 to 9 west of the 6th. The work includes construction of winter accesses, remedial work on wells with casing leaks, and well abandonment, phase 2 environmental assessment, well site remediation and reclamation. The camp will operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from mid-December of 2024 until early April 2025. There is no special provisions for security. Power will be provided with an on-site diesel light plant. A potable cistern and hauling service will provide water supply, and sewage disposal will be provided through a fixed film extended aeration treatment system with redundancy in all major components. The system received a variance through municipal affairs and meets all government regulations and sampling requirements. There is no stormwater management plan. There will be 32 parking spaces provided on gravel parking lot. Garbage will be collected in bins and trucked for disposal in Manning. Exterior lighting is provided on camp buildings from a tower, from a light tower. It's all located on Crown land, and we have a copy of the lease agreement. The camp is located approximately 90 kilometers southwest of Keg River, 18 kilometers north of Clear Hills County, and the Chinchaga airstrip is located approximately 1 kilometer to the west. The proposed site is located on a clear site adjacent to an existing battery site to the northwest and borrow pits to the southeast. The applicant actually obtained a development permit and operated a larger camp on this site in 2021. And the subject development does not fall within any IDP or area structure plan. It's not considered better agriculture land, and it's been reviewed against the MDP and the land use bylaw and relevant provincial legislation. The surrounding lands are all Crown land, and we have now received from Municipal Affairs that they have in fact approved the polar septic system. And so we're recommending approval of the development subject to the conditions outlined, with the exception of condition 10, which we'd like to just reword to the applicant owner shall ensure stormwater will be released to county ditches at pre-development rates.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on this development permit? Not need a motion to approve it with the 16 conditions listed. Great, Councillor Reese makes that motion. Final call for questions. All in favor?
In favor.
Okay, thank you. That's carried. Okay, thanks, Debbie and Gail.
Thank you.
We will adjourn the meeting at 11:21.